Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. In case you missed it, the first signing day of the West Bloomfield school year took place recently, and 3 young, talented athletes signed their letters of intent to continue their athletic careers in college. Amani Agut, a volleyball player, signed to Tennessee Tech. Basketball star Sheridan Beals signed to North Alabama, and swimmer Elizabeth Eichbrecht signed to Indiana University. All great destinations for these players. And I got to speak with some of the athletes as well as their coaches to hear what this incredible moment means to them.
It was amazing. It really shows that I'm stepping into a new chapter of my life, and now I'm super excited to see what's here to come. I always love being around family, and it was great to see everyone come out and support me today. It just means that I made a difference in a way, if that makes sense, and I really left my mark here, especially on the court.
It's always a great day to see high school students, athletes, sign for to play another 4 years. Not a lot of kids get a chance to play the next 4 years, and Amani was, in the dozen years that I've coached varsity volleyball, is probably the best offensive player I've had. So to see her excel and to be able to have the opportunity to play, I knew she'd have an opportunity to play at the next level, but to see her sign, it's always a special day.
It feels great, you know. This is a moment that I've been looking forward to for forever since I started playing basketball, so it's just a surreal feeling, and it's just a very great experience. I'm very blessed.
And you had some very, very great words from your coach, but also from a lot of the people you've played basketball with. That had to have been such an incredible surprise to see during this special day.
Yes, it was very surprising. I wasn't ready for that, but it felt really good. I've been with these girls for a really long time now, and these are my very close friends, and to hear these words coming from them is just a very good feeling.
Well, Sheridan's truly loved. I mean, she's loved beyond the coaches, our teammates, her classmates, and I just thought it'd be a great opportunity for her to get her flowers, so to speak, from her teammates and also some of the other players that play other sports. But I tell you one thing that was unique was seeing one of her AAU teammates here just coming to support her. It was a phenomenal, loving time.
That's got to mean such great things for the school as well, to see this impact right in front of them.
Yeah, it's great for the community. It's great for the schools. The kids, they're not there on campus yet, but to play another 4 years at college and to have that ability to meet new people, have another group of teammates to play with and coaches, and to excel and to travel. And there's a lot of things that you get that's beyond high school. And it's just another 4 years to be able to excel and make your dreams come true.
And heading off to college, playing for Tennessee, what are you looking forward to at the collegiate level?
I'm looking forward to being a strong player at the college level. I feel like I've gotten to that point here in high school and club. Now going into college, I also want to make a mark there and just see how far my career can take me.
It just inspires me to be the best person that I can be. Coming from West Bloomfield, I'm around a lot of greatness, and it gives me not necessarily a head start, but it gives me a lot to, stand on, a lot of resources, and it just makes me want to live up to the expectations of the school.
Really excited to see where these athletes go. The first big step of some incredible athletic careers. Best of luck to Sheridan, Amani, and Elizabeth with all of their success. One of the most anticipated events in Kego Harbor is approaching very quickly. The 15th annual Killers Christmas event is going to be held on Friday, December 5th at the Lodge Bar and Grill in Kego Harbor. Over its 15-year history, this event has become a cornerstone for community giving, uniting sponsors, volunteers, and donors around Tom Kowalski's legacy of supporting youth. I spoke with Matt Riley of the Tom Kowalski Foundation to hear what makes this event so special every single year. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today.
Jake, thank you for having me. I really appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to get the word out even further.
Of course, really looking forward to this event. I had such a blast attending Killers Christmas last year. I can't believe it's already this time of the year again. And like I said, this is the 15th anniversary of Killers Christmas, which is amazing. What does that milestone mean to you and the Tom Kowalski Foundation?
Well, like you say, you can't believe that it's already been, a year since we were all in the room together. We can't believe that it's been 15 years, that we've been doing it, and since we lost Killer. But it's just like we are so heartfelt, and we can't believe that it's been 15 years, and we stayed with the community, and we just think the big guy's looking down on us with a big smile on his face.
Absolutely. I think he would be incredibly proud of how far this event has come throughout those 15 years. And for those who might be a little unaware, could you share the story of how Killers Christmas began and why Tom Kowalski's legacy inspired this annual event?
Absolutely. So, as we all know, those of us who knew Tom knew that he was a big man with an even bigger heart. And he had a huge spot in his heart for children. And he didn't think that any children should go without at Christmas. So he started a small event in Kego at a bar called the Brew House. And there'd be he'd be himself, and maybe Stoney and Wojo would be behind the bar. And they'd raise a little bit of money, a couple $1,000 to help out the kids in Kego who went without. After his passing, a group of us got together and decided that this would not die with him. And we moved the event to the lodge, and we raised, I think the first year, maybe $18,000, and we kept going up and up and up. And I'm proud to say that last year we raised $144,000 on the night.
Wow, that's a huge milestone, and all money that's going to incredible purposes. Could you tell us a little bit of where all of this money goes and the many charities that this event supports?
Sure. All of it. So we have nobody on the payroll. I mean, we have a handful of expenses, but pretty much dollar for dollar of everything raised goes out to 4 charities. One is Fueling Kids' Futures, which is West Bloomfield Schools, where they make sure that the kids who are needy for food go home with 6 meals every weekend. Also, we have Team Joseph, which is children, mainly boys, with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Defeat the Label, which is an anti-bullying junior high and high school group, and then a group called the Downtown Boxing Gym, and they have a program called Books Before Boxing. Believe me, it's not boxing, it's Detroit schools. Well, it's after Detroit schools, helping the kids get the education that they really need.
All amazing programs that this event supports, and we love to see it, Matt. And I'm curious what we're going to be looking forward to for this year's event for 2025. Are there any special programs, guests, initiatives that you can tease for what's to come this year's event?
Absolutely. A couple of things. One is we're chasing a goal, and we just think it's poetic a little bit that 15 years, we're going for $150,000, which will be a new record. We still got some work to do, but we're working hard. And an appliance store out in Port Huron, of all places, knows about us. Actually, it's a gentleman that I know, Nick Bonderek, who knew Killer back when I did, and every year he takes from his Black Friday and Small Business Saturday sales, he donates usually about 10% of all of the sales to a charity, and this year he's chosen us. So anybody listening who might be interested, Kimball Appliance, they can order online, kimballappliance.com. Anybody wants to drive out to Port Huron, buy any kind of appliances, bedding, what have you. We'd appreciate it.
That's right. Want to get as many people knowing about this event as possible. Want you to break that $150,000 goal that you have and to extend it even further. For those just joining us on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Matt Riley from the Tom Kowalski Foundation, who's giving us a sneak preview of this year's Killer Christmas event taking place at the Lodge Bar and Grill on December 5th, the 15th anniversary of this incredible event. And having had this event go on for 15 years, I'd imagine there's a lot of big moments that stand out within that time. What would you say are some of the most meaningful achievements or moments from the past Killers Christmas events?
So in the past couple of years, Marissa Penrod, who some of the viewers, a lot of viewers probably know of, she is the president founder of Team Joseph. Her son Joseph has muscular dystrophy, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and she just refuses to give in. And she started an organization that actually Tom Kowalski and I were a part of 14, 15 years ago. And it's going today. And the last couple of years, Marisa has gotten up on the bar. Any of you who've been at the event know that we like to do a lot of announcements standing on the bar. And she's shown us all the impact that we've made in some of these kids and their families' lives by getting them vans, wheelchairs, ramps, what have you. And it's kind of, it's tangible, right? You can wrap your arms around that, and everybody in that room feels the love, and we've helped make this happen.
You absolutely have. And with an event like this, I'd imagine it's not just the Tom Kowalski Foundation that's behind this. There's a lot of help that helps to put on this event every single year. How do you engage sponsors, volunteers, and the broader community to sustain the event year after year?
Well, it starts with the people at the lodge. I mean, Kelly, Albert, Nick, and the gang all at the lodge are just incredible. I mean, what they do for us and the way they roll out the red carpet and help us. Then we have an incredible group of volunteers that come from some of the charities. Team Joseph supplies us a lot of volunteers. There's a lot of regulars at the bar who jump in. I mean, we probably have 30 volunteers on a given night. And then the sponsors. I mean, that's something that's kind of grown organically over the years. The first couple of years, first probably 7, 8 years, we didn't have sponsors. And then we realized, you know what, let's just sponsor everything. So I'll just give you an example. Zott Ford sponsors the bathrooms. And if anybody walks into the men's or the women's restroom, they're going to see Zott Ford stickers everywhere. Christina Gennari Homes sponsors the valet parking. So when people pull up, the valets are wearing her T-shirts and hats. And the sponsors have really gotten involved, and they also help us promote the event.
All that help everywhere you look. And yeah, people put those sponsorships and put those ads everywhere they possibly can. Everybody wants a piece of this, and everybody wants to help out. Let's go back to how this all got started, to the man who inspired this event, Tom Kowalski himself. How do you ensure that Tom Kowalski's values and mission still permeate the event, especially as it continues to grow?
4 simple letters. WWKD. Whenever I have a decision to make and it's coming down to something that's near and dear or that's about the heart of the event, I ask myself, what would Killer do? And it's one of the reasons that we've never left Kego. Tom was all about West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake. We've had offers to move the event to Royal Oak, to bigger venues, and we might be able to raise a little bit more money, but we would lose the spirit of Tom in the event itself. And anyone who's been in that room that night, and I hope I see everybody on Friday, knows how special it is. It's like, and as I'm talking right now, I'm literally getting goosebumps thinking about that room. It's so special, and it's like one big family that all comes together, and a lot of it is rooted. 90% of it comes from the area. It's also why we've never had an admission. I've had people say to me, you can raise more money, charge $10 at the door, charge $20 at the door. Never. Killer would never have it. He would never have it.
You're absolutely right, and you're right in describing the atmosphere. I remember it very, very well from last year. The energy, the mood, like everybody was happy throughout that event, and you could definitely feel Killer's spirit throughout it all. Now, Matt, beyond dollars raised, how do you measure the success of Killer's Christmas? Is it through stories, long-term partnerships, or possibly something else?
A lot of it is the difference that we're making. I've been lucky enough to be invited to every one of the charities that we support, to either their homes, their events, and I've seen the people that are either afflicted with Duchenne or are getting bullied in school, et cetera, and just to see the difference we're making there. But it's also, when you go out in the community, the fact that this event has been recognized as helping children, and also when you just put a picture of Killer up there, and it's one of the things that I just love to see, because I just look at the big guy, and unfortunately we lost him early, but he always looks the same. He always looks the same, and I'd like to think that he's proud that we're keeping his memory alive. I mean, we're not keeping his name alive, because everybody's always going to know Killer. It's on the press room at the Lions headquarters. There's a scholarship named for him, a journalism scholarship at the Lions, but we're keeping his memory alive. And what he did, and the good that he did.
You are absolutely right. Every time you look at that face, you are reminded of the amount of impact Killer has had on this community. Matt, I'd love to keep talking about this. I got a couple more questions for you.
Sure.
We're at the 15th anniversary right now. What are your hopes or your vision for the next 5, 10, even the next 15 years of Killer's Christmas and the Tom Kowalski Foundation?
Well, I told everybody I work with that I'm not going to set goals anymore and torture them. But who knows? I mean, I've said that 4 or 5 times in the past. But I think what I'd love to do is I would like to get the next generation involved. I'd like to bring in some younger people. We're not, none of us are getting any younger. And there's some people that I've talked to. Anybody out there that's listening that would like to get involved, Jake knows how to get a hold of me. I'm looking for people who want to take it to the next level and bring in the next group of people.
I love that. Want to get as many people involved with this event as possible. Last question, Matt, where can people go to learn a little bit more information about this year's Killer Christmas and how they can get involved and how they can help out?
Sure. Just killercares.org. On the website, we've got everything out there. That's got, all events. It's got a countdown to the event. We're on Instagram and Facebook and all the social media. And I apologize. Any of my friends who are watching this are going to laugh. I've never been on any social media. I'm of that age. But there's a Killer Cares pages on everything that are posting daily. But killercares.org, all the information's there.
That's where to go to learn as much as you can about this event, and we hope to see as many people out there as possible. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today here on The Splash Live.
Jake, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you a week, well, 2 weeks from this Friday.
I will certainly be there. Once again, the 15th annual Killer Cares Christmas event is taking place on December 5th at the Lodge Bar and Grill in Keego Harbor. Hope to see a lot of people out there as we thank Matt Riley for taking the time to talk with us here on The Splash Live. A one-day educational wellness experience dedicated to mental health, mindfulness, and emotional well-being is coming very soon. A mini-shift health and wellness retreat is scheduled for Friday, December 12th from 8:30 to 4:30. The event is dedicated to helping participants close out 2025 with reflection, balance, and mental clarity, and step into 2026 with focus and purpose. Stacey Renee, motivational speaker with The Positive Shift, joined us recently to tell us more. Stacey, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. I'm glad to be here today. Thanks for having me, Jake, and Civic Center TV.
Always love having you on, Stacey, and love hearing about this great event that's coming up. Definitely coming at a very appropriate time, as I'm sure the holiday rush will be getting to a lot of people by then. So what inspired the creation of the Mini Shift Health and Wellness Retreat, and what makes it unique from other wellness retreats?
Well, the mini shift retreat is something that we are so excited to have, and it is a retreat that was inspired by a deep need to help people slow down, reconnect, and rediscover balance in a world that often really moves too fast. What makes it unique is that it's just not a wellness event, it's a full day of experience designed to nourish the mind, the body, and the spirit through evidence-based practices, through personal connection and interactive sessions led by certified clinicians. And we've combined education, healing, and community. So it's basically all in an intimate, supportive setting, which I think we all kind of need.
I know, I could probably use one of those myself. That sounds amazing. And the theme of the event, I do want to point this out, is small shifts create big changes. How would you say that reflects the goals of this retreat?
That theme is huge. Extremely huge, because a theme represents and reminds us that the transformation doesn't require massive leaps. It starts with small intentional steps, with whether it's changing for how we breathe, think, or set boundaries in these micro shift building momentum. The retreat is really going to help people identify those small but powerful changes that can improve mental clarity, emotions, resilience, and overall wellness long after the day ends.
I love that. And definitely things everybody can remember and everything can relate to and take away from something like this. How do you see this retreat helping people in West Bloomfield and nearby communities improve their mental and emotional well-being?
Absolutely. Well, West Bloomfield and the surrounding communities are filled with busy professionals, caregivers, and families who are constantly giving to others. And this retreat gives them permission to pause and take and invest in themselves by offering tools for mindfulness, stress reduction, self-awareness, and really empowering themselves as individuals to return to their homes and their workplace, because that's huge, and to be in a calmer environment, have a clearer mind, and feel more grounded, which ultimately strengthens not only yourself, but strengthens the entire community.
That's right. And there's going to be a lot of great things at this event, a lot of things for everybody to take away and to experience as they're a part of their wellness event. Could you maybe share some of the professionals and leaders that attendees will have the opportunity to connect with at this event?
Absolutely. For the leaders, the participants will meet incredible network of local professionals, from licensed clinicians, Reiki practitioners, leaders that are in the business, educators, and of course, the motivational speaker. And we're proud to include voices from healthcare, wellness, and corporate sectors who are really passionate about improving mental health and improving and helping others thrive. So it's really a day where leadership meets humanity. And I think that's a huge statement right there.
You're absolutely right. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Stacey Renee, a motivational speaker with the Positive Shift, talking about the upcoming Mini Shift Health and Wellness Retreat that is set to take place on Friday, December 12th from 8:30 to 4:30 at the Hampton Inn in Brighton. Now, Stacey, as we mentioned, this event is going to be taking place towards the end of the year, towards the holiday season. How do you think this retreat will benefit individuals that might be struggling with stress or burnout as the year starts to wrap up?
Absolutely. For anyone feeling drained or really disconnected, this retreat offers a reset through sound therapy, mindful movements, and guided hypnotherapy. And we are really going to help participants quiet the noise and really reconnect with their inner calm. Even one day of intentional focus and well-being can reignite motivation, improve emotional regulation, and restore the balance that really we get burnt out, that burnout steals from our souls, I'd like to say.
It's something that everybody deals with. It's something I've certainly dealt with at times in my life. I'm sure everybody watching can relate to this. So there's lots of things people can take away. Could you share a little bit, maybe the types of sessions that participants can expect to see at this event and how they're designed to create a meaningful transformation?
Absolutely. What's exciting about our retreat is that we can, the attendees can anticipate an experience with 6 immersive sessions, including sound bowl therapy, Reiki, breath work, mindful movements, therapeutic hypnotherapy, and neuroplasticity-based mindset education, which is huge. And each one is designed to activate a different aspect of healing, which is emotional, mental, and physical. And together, this will help the participants release stress, reframe limiting beliefs, and really step into a stronger sense of self-awareness and purpose, which I think we all need.
You're absolutely right, especially at a time like as the year is wrapping up. It's the perfect time for a mental reset. Stacey, looking ahead, what are your hopes for how wellness events like this one will continue to grow and support personal development all across Oakland County, and especially in Greater West Bloomfield?
Our goal is to make this the very first mini shift retreat that will really uplift the community year after year. And we hope to expand our partnerships with local organizations, school, businesses, and continue promoting mental health and wellness and personal growth, because it's important. When communities make well-being a shared priority, everybody wins, and that is so true. Individuals will flourish, workplaces will improve, and the community becomes stronger and really feels more connected, which is why we're really trying to involve the community as much as we can with sponsorships, with sending people from their own corporation, and maybe even have some sort of incentive for their employees at the workplace and send them to show that, yes, we do care about your health, mental health and wellness. And at the end of the day, when they come back, they'll feel refreshed and they'll be like, okay, this is something that we need to bring into the workplace.
That's right. And when one person starts to feel better, that helps improve the wellness of everybody around them. You could definitely say it truly is a positive shift for wellness. Stacey, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people go to gain a little more information about this event?
Absolutely. They can either email at info@minishiftalk.com. They can reach out and call. You can get that information by really just going to the website, www.minishiftalk.com. Or most people in the community know me, just reach out and call. I'm only a phone call away. Thanks, Jake.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today, Stacey. Can't wait to see a lot of people out at this event.
Thank you so much.
It's the perfect event to get you that reset for the end of the year and to look forward to 2026. Once again, the Mini Shift Health and Wellness event is going to be scheduled for Friday, December 12th from 8:30 to 4:30. Plenty of other great stuff to get into right here on the Splash Live. We're going to take a quick break and jump into some more stories right after this. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Hello, my name is Danya Bazzi. I'm the superintendent of West Bloomfield School District. I want to congratulate Civic Center TV on hitting the amazing milestone of 1 million viewers. Your involvement in our community doesn't go unnoticed. We thank you for keeping our residents and community engaged in the latest and greatest news and information. I'm Danya Bazzi, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
When your child is online, it's like opening the door for a predator to enter their world. At any given time, there are 50,000 child predators out there looking to groom, exploit, or ask for sexual photos that could lead to sextortion. It can happen to any kid, even yours. Teach your child how to navigate the digital world safely so they can avoid falling victim.
back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Jake Schaff. Some fun, festive events for the holidays are coming very soon to West Bloomfield, including a couple major events at Bay Point Golf Club. On Thursday, December 11th, Irish Christmas from Corktown will be taking place, a lively and heartwarming holiday performance featuring traditional Irish music and instruments. And then on Wednesday, December 17th, Christmas at the Point, a festive evening of dinner, drinks, and dancing inside the beautifully decorated Bay Point Golf Club. Joining us on the Splash Live to tell us more about the events are Noor Atisha, the general manager for Bay Point Golf Club and Banquet, and Sean Gavin, the producer and musical director for Irish Christmas from Corktown. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jake. Nice to meet you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Of course, glad to be talking about these very exciting events just in time for the holiday season. I know everybody in Greater West Bloomfield is excited. Nora, I'm going to start with you. With two very different holiday events happening, how do you balance cultural programming with community-wide appeal?
Yeah, so, it's something that we've worked upon and, kind of discussed throughout here in Bay Point, and really wanted to celebrate the season in a way that feels welcoming to everyone. One example, as Sean will discuss a little bit further, is the Irish Christmas event that brings, beautiful culture flavor, while the Christmas at the Point is more of a classic, family-friendly holiday experience. Both of these events have their own personality, right? But the heart behind them is the same. Community, joy, bringing people together. When you focus on these two creating one genuine, meaningful experience that we're looking to appeal to a wide audience.
You're right, and these are two very, very unique events that are going to bring very, very different feelings for Bay Point, but all of it is going to equal fun. And Sean, I'm going to jump over to you. We're going to start with the Irish Christmas from Corktown. What inspired that idea to bring Irish Christmas to the community this year?
Well, we actually did it for the first time last year over at St. John's Resort in Plymouth, which was a lot of fun. And I've been touring around the country for the last 15 years as a professional musician, and for many years I did a Christmas show actually that toured all across America. And so when I moved back to Detroit a few years ago, I thought it would be a nice kind of thing to get some of the local musicians we have so many great local musicians and dancers and singers that we would get together and put on a kind of Christmas production for the community, because I've just seen how much people really like it around other parts of the country. And it's a nice way to bring people together. And so yeah, that was kind of the impetus for starting the whole thing.
And it's amazing that you're bringing these festivities and these feelings to Greater West Bloomfield. Sean, how would you describe the musical experience attendees can expect from the Corktown performers?
Well, it's definitely going to be very lively. There's a lot of upbeat kind of music, but there's also going to be a lot of classic Christmas songs, like I think we're going to be doing Joy to the World, The First Noel, kind of these classic songs that everybody knows. But then also we'll have some traditional Irish music and also songs, like one of the oldest Christmas carols is the Wexford Carol, which is a really nice old Irish one. So we'll be doing that. And then we also have a couple of really great dancers coming. Aaron Simpson from the Ardon Academy and Nick Garris. Nick is a fantastic step dancer and musician himself, Michigan Heritage Award winner. So it's fun. It's very family friendly, wholesome, but also lively, and it'll be a great night, I'm sure.
Sounds like some very accomplished dancers being a part of this event, which should make for a very exciting night. Nor, what do you hope audiences feel or take away from experiencing an Irish-style Christmas event?
Honestly, I'm hoping, some sort of feeling of uplifting and connecting. I know from everything I've learned about Irish Christmas traditions, they're built around family, faith, and celebration. So much like my own background being in the Celtic community, it gives the guests to leave a feeling of joy, happiness, inspiration, maybe a little bit of appreciation of different cultures that are out there in the world.
Awesome. Glad that you're able to see a lot from this event, and it's able to hit you personally as well. Sean, are there any unique traditions or stories that the ensemble incorporates to make the performance feel authentically Irish?
Yeah, absolutely. There are some unique Christmas traditions in Ireland. a few that we kind of dedicate moments in the show to. One in particular is called Law on Drolene, which is the day of the wren. And that's St. Stephen's Day, or Boxing Day. And there's the whole story about St. Stephen hunting for the wren. And there's a tradition in Ireland where people dress up in kind of wild costumes and go around the neighborhood, kind of around the townland. And basically, it's kind of like Halloween almost. You go around and kind of, there's an expression, give us a penny and we'll be gone. So they kind of go around and collect money, and it's supposed to be for charity. I don't know how much of it always goes to charity, but it's supposed to be anyway. So that's Law on Drolene. And then we have another one called Law Nullig Naman, which means Women's Christmas. And this happens on the 6th of January, the Feast of the Epiphany. And this is the nice point in the show where the ladies, we have a great harpist. Siobhan McKinney is a All-Ireland champion harpist. Katie Else is a beautiful singer who sang with Riverdance. And then, of course, Hannah Harris, a great fiddle player and singer, originally from North Carolina, now living in Michigan. So we kind of highlight the ladies at this point. And Women's Christmas basically is a celebration of the ladies who do so much over the holiday season. And so basically it's their day to take a rest. And the men are supposed to take over, and as you might imagine, things tend to fall into disarray then at that point of the holiday season. But it's a fun point of the show. And so those are just a couple of the unique Irish Christmas traditions that we include.
It sounds like a really, really exciting show, and there's going to be so much for the community to take away from this event. For those just joining us on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Nora Atisha and Sean Gavin with Bay Point Golf Club and Banquet, who've got a couple very exciting events coming up for the holiday season. We just talked about your Irish Christmas from Corktown event that's going to be taking place on Thursday, December 11th. But you also have Christmas at the Point, which is taking place on Wednesday, December 17th. Oh, another very exciting event looking forward to. Nor, what makes Christmas at the Point a standout celebration compared to past holiday events at Bay Point?
You know, this year we're really going all in. We've elevated the decor, the food, the entertainment. We're really just everything all around. When you walk in, we want people to feel the beautiful Christmas scene, the warm, the cozy, the full of life feeling that you get during these holidays. So we wanted people that something to talk about, look forward to hopefully every year.
Awesome. I mean, that's what everybody wants to see for the holidays. And can you talk about the atmosphere guests can expect at this event, from the decor to the food to the entertainment at Christmas at the Point?
Sure. Picture a cozy, elegant Christmas setting with the greenery, warm lighting, decorated trees, you know, those classic holiday feel, those touches that make people just smile throughout the holiday season. And of course, the food, bringing some good dishes out there, kept them comforting and seasonal. And of course, live entertainment throughout the night. It's that event that we're looking for where you can relax, have fun, take photos, enjoy food, and really just soak in the holiday spirit.
That's what it's all about, soaking in that holiday spirit and celebrating it with the community. Now, I got a question for both of you. How do you ensure that both small groups and large parties have an enjoyable experience during these Bay Point celebrations? Sean, I'll start with you.
Well, you know, we're going to be definitely, you know, our community. So this event is also partially sponsored by the Irish Music Institute, which is a local Irish music nonprofit music school. So we're going to have a lot of members of our community there, you know, checking people in, and kind of a lot of we do a lot of concerts throughout the year, all different ones. This is our kind of Christmas production, so we're very grateful to be out at Bay Point. So thanks again, Nora, for hosting us. But you know, we have a really great Irish community here in Detroit, and so you know, we definitely all have a good connection between each other, and it's very cordial and friendly and a very warm, inviting kind of atmosphere. So,
Nora, same question.
Sure, thank you. We put a lot of thought into this year. The flow of the room, and particularly our service. Smaller groups will get that intimate, personalized feeling, while larger gatherings, larger parties will have, you know, enough space and energy around them to be able to just enjoy the time. Our team is trained. They anticipate different groups that we're going to have. and we're just going to have a good and enjoyable time. The goal is for every guest, no matter what size, small or large, to feel like the night was just designed for them.
I love that, making this experience something everybody can enjoy and making sure everybody has a unique experience as well. Nora, I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up. Which part of planning these holiday events would you say has been the most rewarding for you personally?
Honestly, being at Bay Point Golf Club, it's really seeing the community's excitement in different ways. Bay Point is a beautiful golf club where, we have different personalities, different environments, different community for that matter. When we talk to people, they're just so excited that we have, just to have Bay Point here as a whole. You see big families walking in during different events that we've had. To me, that's just a large reward. So we work very hard, behind the scenes to watch it all come together. And when we see it all in front of us, it just makes me smile a lot, honestly.
I love that, putting a smile on your face wherever you look at these holiday events. All right, last question, and this is for both of you. Out of everything with these incredible holiday events coming up, what do you hope these celebrations bring to the West Bloomfield community during the holiday season more than anything else? Nora, we'll start with you.
Sure. To me, honestly, as I stated a little bit earlier, joy, togetherness, happiness, a sense of tradition as well. Sometimes holidays can be stressful, and if we at Bay Point can be a place where people feel connected and enjoying their time, enjoying that moment, that's just a pure blessing for us. And that's what we're trying to do, have that positive part of the community's holiday season.
Sean, same question.
Yeah, I think I just echo everything Nora there, said. But, as a performer, when we're on stage, it's always a treat when you see the audience's eyes light up when, a dancer comes out or an unexpected kind of moment in the show occurs and it's everybody's kind of beaming from it. And that's very rewarding from our perspective. So that kind of joy and togetherness, everybody having that same experience and then having a good chat about it afterwards. And so that's kind of, for me, that's the thing that I find very rewarding in these kind of shows. So very much looking forward to that.
And I'm looking forward to it as well. I hope to see a lot of people out there taking in that holiday spirit and to be having a great time all the while. Noor, Sean, thank you both so much for joining us here on the Splash Live.
Thank you so much, Jake. Appreciate the time.
Some very exciting events coming up very, very soon, so mark those dates on your calendar. The Irish Christmas from Corktown is on Thursday, December 11th, and Christmas at the Point is on December 17th. Lots of other things happening very, very soon, including the big holiday of Thanksgiving. And holiday travel is sure to take a bit of an upswing this weekend, with families making the long drive on the road for Thanksgiving festivities. However, there will be a decent chance of snow to expect on the roads this holiday, so safe travels and road protection are of the utmost importance. Craig Bryson of the Road Commission for Oakland County joined us on The Splash recently to tell us how the team is getting prepared for the winter season and what residents should be aware of on the road. Craig, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course, very, very important conversation to be having. We've all been seeing the snow come down in Michigan, the first snow of the season, and it's just reminding us of what is to come. So as the temperatures begin to drop, what are some key things Oakland County residents should keep in mind when driving on local roads?
Well, the first and foremost thing we always tell people is to please slow down. We'll be out doing everything we can, but we can't guarantee that there won't be some icy, slushy spots. So please slow down, drive appropriately for conditions. Every year at the beginning of the season, we see people driving too fast and putting themselves and potentially others at risk. So please slow down when the weather is inclement.
That's right. And this stuff could happen at any time of the day. But I'm curious, are there certain times of day or types of roads that tend to become more dangerous once the temperatures start to dip below freezing?
Absolutely. First and foremost, the morning and evening rush hour when we have the most traffic on the road is always the most dangerous. You have the most people crowding into roads that are sometimes over capacity. Any time of the day, depending on when the weather hits, can be challenging. But when the most traffic is out is when we're most concerned and we're trying to get the roads as clear as possible. But of course, any time of day, please just drive for conditions.
That's right. Always be wary of what is on the road. Now, I'm curious, how is the Road Commission preparing for the upcoming winter season in terms of maybe equipment or salt supplies or even staffing?
Yeah, all of those. We've now completed our fall winter maintenance training. We go to every garage, sit down with all the drivers and review all the procedures, all the practices as far as how to drive, safety techniques, truck maintenance techniques. Our mechanics have completed, although it's an ongoing process always, but they've completed the fall review of all the trucks. The trucks are ready to go. We've got all of our salt facilities full, which means we've got about 37,000 tons of salt in 6 storage facilities across the county. So we are ready.
Wow, 37,000 tons of salt, is that what you said?
Yes, that's how much we have on hand when we have all of our salt facilities full. We use an average of about 64,000 tons per year. So, that's a little bit more than half of what we'll use in an average year.
Wow. I mean, that certainly does help put things into perspective about just how much you guys prepare for this sort of stuff and just how much work goes into keeping our roads safe. And I am curious, Craig, with the winter season coming along, because you guys do great work in keeping our roads safe, but of course, I'm curious, are there maybe some new technologies or strategies that the Road Commission is going to be using this year to maybe improve efficiency and response times, especially during snow and ice events?
Well, there's a couple of things. We finally got 34 new trucks in this year, late this year, that we literally had ordered during COVID, and they finally came in. The delay in getting equipment has been crazy for the last couple of years. We're finally getting those trucks out on the road. Those trucks offer some new technologies. Traditionally, salt trucks had a single salt spreader in the back that spread the salt. Some of our new trucks have dual salt spreaders on each side of the back of the truck that allows them to salt a wider area. We can do multiple lanes at once. Some of them even have salt spreaders on the side of the truck that can spread the salt out to an additional lane towards the side. Those things make us more effective. We can salt more lanes at the same time. Almost all of our trucks now have the wing plows that fold out from the right-hand side, so we can plow an additional lane or shoulder at the same time, again, making us more efficient. All of our trucks are equipped with the green lights now that make them more visible. Even in a blinding snowstorm, those green lights can be seen from further away, which is a safety issue. So lots of new technology, and being inside of those trucks is kind of like being in a fighter jet. There's so much technology in the trucks now. We have cameras on the front of the trucks that we can monitor what they're seeing, so our management people can look at any of the trucks that are out there and see what the road conditions are like. They can monitor the amount of salt that's being spread anywhere to make sure we're putting down the right amount of salt for the conditions at that moment. Lots of technology on these trucks these days.
You're absolutely right about those trucks. I was in one of those trucks last year for a story for Civic Center TV, and I can tell you firsthand, yes, a lot of technology, a lot of stuff that goes into keeping our roads safe, and it's great to hear of the continued updates in that efficiency. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Senior Communications Manager for the Oakland County Road Commission, Craig Bryson, about some important tips to keep in mind as we're starting to see the first snowfalls of the winter season and as temperatures are dropping, how to protect ourselves and keep ourselves safe on the road. Now, it doesn't matter what time of year it is, road construction is always going to be taking place, and that's something people should still be aware of as we are navigating through the winter season. How is construction managed during colder temperatures like this? What usually gets done?
Well, most of the construction that you'll see in the winter is emergency repairs, things like water main breaks, sewer breaks. Most of the main road construction will wrap up typically by the end of November or so. A few projects, they'll continue to do some surface work. But of course, please watch all the signs, slow down, Don't try to go through areas that are closed. Every year we have people that ignore the road closed signs, drive around barriers, putting themselves and the workers at risk. Please don't do that. That's a safety issue. The roads are closed for a reason. If we didn't have to close the roads, we wouldn't. But they're closed for good reason. Please respect those barricades and those signs, and don't go around them, and don't put yourself or our workers at risk. We want everybody to go home safely.
That's absolutely right. That is the biggest priority above everything else. And of course, also when it comes to colder temperatures, that means severe winter weather is always going to be in the back of our minds. It can always pop up at any time. What kind of coordination usually takes place between the Road Commission and local municipalities during severe winter weather, would you say?
Yeah, well, we monitor the weather very closely. If we know there's a storm coming, we will keep the we'll let the communities know that we're going to be getting ready to get out there. Sometimes the storms come up with a little advance warning. Those are the more challenging ones. Or we get a storm where it's right at the breaking point of the freezing. You know, if it goes up a degree, there's no storm, and it's just rain. If it drops a degree, we have a major snowstorm. Those are the kind of the hardest ones to monitor, but we do try to share information with our partners in all the communities. Many of the cities and villages are also doing their own road maintenance, so they're monitoring things as well. But communications is a big part of it. We want to let the public know what we're doing as well, so we'll send out press releases to you, our friends in the media. We'll post information on social media. That's a great way to kind of keep track of what's going on. But it's often a very fluid, changing situation, and it can change, minute by minute sometimes.
Sounds like a pretty well-oiled machine, all things considered, and great ways to keep everybody informed. I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up, Craig. How can residents stay updated on current road conditions or report problems that they witness during winter storms?
Yeah, great question. So we've got a real-time traffic map on our website that'll indicate whether traffic is slow or going at normal speeds. There's also a lot of cameras that you can click on to see real-time what the roads look like in those locations. That's a great resource. We've got all the MDOT cameras along the freeways linked on that website, so you can click, see if the freeway's running smoothly or if there's snow on the roads. That's one great source. You can follow our social media. We post updates there regularly. And then just, pay attention to what the weather forecasters are saying. We're listening to them as well. We're listening to our own forecasters, trying to stay abreast of what Mother Nature is throwing at us.
That's right. And I mean, Michigan weather can be some of the most unpredictable weather of all, as this said from somebody who's lived in the state all 26 years of my life. But it can always change with the snap of a finger. But yes, always important to stay prepared. Craig, I want to thank you so much for joining us on The Splash. One last question. What would you like the public to better understand about the work your crews do during the winter months to keep roads safe and accessible?
Yeah, that's a great question. We want people to know that we will be out there when it snows. We often hear, well, I haven't seen a snowplow, so you guys must not be out. The reality is we cover 2,700 miles of county roads and 230 miles of state highways. And when we have our maximum coverage out, we've got about 109 trucks, 19 road graders, and potentially 18 pickup trucks. So the likelihood of you seeing one of those trucks during your commute is probably statistically fairly low. That doesn't mean we're not out there. Just because you don't see our trucks doesn't mean we're not out there. We monitor the weather very closely. When it's snowing or in the cleanup of period after a storm, we are out there. You may not see us, but we're out there working hard, and our drivers are out around the clock during those situations. And we thank people for their patience as we get things cleaned up.
Always out there and always working. And we thank you, Craig, and the Road Commission for everything you're doing to keep the roads safe. Thank you so much for joining us today here on The Splash Live.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity.
All great information to be made aware of before hitting the roads for holiday traveling. So we appreciate Craig for taking the time to talk with us here on The Splash Live. The Orchard Lake Police Department has once again been participating in No Shave November all throughout the month of November. And the initiative has been done to raise awareness for Maggie's Wigs for Kids, which provides custom hair, prosthetics, and wellness services to children at no cost to families. We recently spoke with Jennifer Fisher, the development director for Maggie's Wigs for Kids, here on the Splash Live to hear what this initiative means to them. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having this opportunity for us. We really appreciate it.
We love having you on, and this is such a great thing that is going on all throughout Orchard Lake and with the police department. How did this partnership between the Orchard Lake Police Department and Maggie's Wigs for Kids originally begin?
Well, how this occurred is the former officer, Dan Caldwell from Orchard Lake, transitioned over to Milford Police, and he had met a child in the community who was experiencing alopecia, an autoimmune disorder causing hair loss. And he found out that our Maggie's Wigs for Kids in Michigan program had supported her. And this was the first time he had heard about our organization, and he wanted to support the kids in the community. So he went to the Milford chief, and they were able to start this initiative called Pigs for Wigs. He named it, we did not. They wanted to take a bad name for a police officer and turn it into something good. And so he connected with the other departments in the area, including Orchard Lake, where he had previously served, and garnered their support. And all of a sudden, it spread. It was like this huge friendly competition that these police departments wanted to join to support children right in their own communities.
I love it and love hearing about all these great ways you guys are helping out. I know quite a bit about alopecia. My father has had alopecia ever since he was in early high school, so I have grown up knowing what that is, and I know that it is something that a lot of work is being done to help fight alopecia, and lots of great things you guys are doing with Maggie's Wigs for Kids. How would you say the community participation in Orchard Lake and Greater West Bloomfield has evolved since this initiative first got started?
It's grown, and when other departments hear about this friendly competition, they want to join because they know they're just giving back to kids and families in their own communities. And with our Maggie's Wigs for Kids in Michigan program, we started 22 years ago. All of our services are available at no charge. The children receive a wig, they receive classes, social activities, field trips, and counseling, all on site at our wellness center in St. Clair Shores. And so when they see that they're supporting a charity that truly gives everything away for free, they want to support that effort because it's just going right back out in their own cities and townships.
That's right, and this is exactly the kind of initiative that anybody would want to support. I'm sure a lot of people have gained so much help with Maggie's Wigs for Kids. Is there a possible memorable story or maybe a testimonial from a family that has benefited from this program?
Oh my goodness, yes. There's probably about 5,600 testimonials I could give you because that's how many kids that we've been able to help at no charge, thanks to the kindness and generosity of the community. But every kid leaves an imprint on our heart, and every family is deeply touched by this program and this Pigs for Wigs initiative because insurance does not cover the cost of these wigs. And so even if they were readily available, families could not afford them. So when they see that there's a whole community of support and love behind them, it's monumental.
That's right. All great stories to come from something like this. And if residents are watching this, how can they get involved beyond just making a donation to this cause? Are there going to be some volunteer or maybe some sponsorship opportunities with Maggie's Wigs for Kids?
Absolutely. And there's other ways to give as well. We do appreciate hair donations so we can continue to make these beautiful wigs. It takes a good 10 inches of hair. We will also accept 7 to 9 inches to make a boy's wig or a short wig for a girl. So if you have your hair that is not chemically processed, it's long enough, it meets the guidelines on our website, you are more than welcome to donate your hair. We do need hair donations all year long. We also accept great volunteers if you have time and talent to give. We do need support with volunteering. We're a small grassroots local nonprofit organization, so we rely heavily on our volunteers to support us in continuing our mission. But there are sponsorship opportunities on our website. There is a special page under the How You Can Help section dedicated to Pigs for Wigs. So if you want to give to your local police department that way, you can do that, and then the funds will come back to the kiddos. But there's so many different ways to get involved. And I always say one of the most important things you can do is if you know of a child who needs our services, please refer them to us. We help everybody. We charge nothing. We turn no one away. We work with all 9 hospitals throughout the state of Michigan that provide pediatric oncology. We work with dermatology clinics, burn centers, whatever medical disorder the child is experiencing that causes their hair loss, we can help them, and we do it all for free.
Amazing. All great things to hear from you, Jennifer. I love it. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with the development director for Maggie's Wigs for Kids, Jennifer Fisher, who's talking about the ongoing efforts and the ongoing support throughout No Shave November as the Orchard Lake Police Department is participating in the event once again to raise benefits for Maggie's Wigs for Kids. Jennifer, what message do you hope that this campaign sends to both the public and the children that are receiving wigs from this program?
That they're not alone in their journey. You know, we're here beside them. So are the community officers, the administrative staff. Everybody is rallying behind these kids. We believe in them. We see their courage and their strength, and they are not alone. Because often when you're going through a journey like that, you might feel very isolated or alone, and you aren't. You have a whole community behind you, and we love you and we support you. And we also want to thank our wonderful departments. We have a total of 14 departments this year joining the Pigs for Wigs initiative, including Orchard Lake. And we want to thank you very much for your support. It means the world to these kids and families.
Of course, this is exactly the kind of thing anybody would want to support. And Jennifer, how would you say efforts like this reflect broader values, maybe of service and compassion, especially within local law enforcement, like what we're seeing with Orchard Lake?
Oh, that's tremendous. You know, they set a wonderful example. They inspire us all to go above and beyond the call of duty. You know, these departments, it's amazing. They really set the example for each other. They turn it into something fun, like a friendly competition, you know, who can raise the most, or, you know, who can generate the most awareness, or, you know, who's the hairiest. We've had a couple Facebook posts out there with the guys competing and showing their, you know, their mugshots. So it's really taking something fun, giving back, going above and beyond the badge, you know, to support the community. And, you know, I think that's why he started it, you know, that fundraiser so many years ago, 13 years ago, and called it Pigs for Wigs, taking that bad connotation and turning it into something good. You know, they just want to show that the police are there, they're there to protect and serve, but they're also there to support the community in other ways too.
That's what it's all about, Jennifer. I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up. What are your hopes for the future of this collaboration and the continued impact of Maggie's Wigs for Kids in Michigan?
So our first goal is first and foremost to find more kids and families in need of our services. And we know that they're out there because, like I mentioned, we've had 5,600 come through our doors. We know there are more kids. And so through this collaboration, it also raises that awareness. It puts us in touch with families who may have never even heard of us before, and their child might need help. And so first, we want to reach more kids. That's always the #1 priority for us. We do also hope that as the years continue, since we're in the 13th year of Pigs for Wigs, that more departments hear about this initiative and that they too join the cause. Because again, the funds go right back out there, right back out in their own communities.
All amazing things. I love to hear it. Last question, Jennifer. Where can people go to learn a little bit more information about Maggie's Wigs for Kids and how they can help?
Great question. You can go on our website. It is www.wigs4kids.org with the number 4. We're Maggie's Wigs for Kids in Michigan. And on that website, too, you have all of the links to our social media. We're very active online. So you can follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you have a social presence. You can go and follow us as well and support the kids and just see their stories, see how we're helping them.
That's where you can go to support this mission and support this cause. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it.
And that's our show for today. Big thank you to all of our guests and for everybody on the Splash Live team for helping to make this show possible. I've been your host, Jake Schaff, live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV.